Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another edition of Fan Talk, your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. Of course, that is me, Kyle Brenchley, K Brench in the house on this Wednesday. How we doing out there, guys? September's almost over. That's how I'm doing. I'll just say that. This month is going by very swiftly. The next thing you know, it will be October. And then 2025. I like to live in the moment, so we don't need to freak out. But 2025 is coming? Only 2.5 months until 2025. Can you believe it? I for sure can't. Thank you guys for tuning in to Fan Talk. If this is your first time here, hey, how are you? Welcome. To all the returning listeners out there, how we doing? What's up? What's good? Fan Talks podcast by me, Kyle Brenchley. It's everywhere. You know the drill. Anywhere you can find it. I upload on YouTube because I like to do the video aspect. Also, there's a ghost. The door is moving. That's kind of freaky. But shout out to Rogue One, the poster there. I do have my candle. Weather forecast, it is officially fall. I can feel it in the air. Here's my candle here. I got to be careful because it's lit right now. But this is Leaves from Bath & Body Works. Who knew that we'd pay $15 for a candle that smells like leaves? Dirty little things that fall off trees. Who knew? But here we are, and fall is officially here. Let's get right into this episode. We got a lot of great things to talk about. I'm super excited. So thank you guys for joining with me today. Let's start off with the Fan Talk Fast Talk. 3 quick stories to start off your day. Now, this one happened earlier today. Big news for all you NBA fans. Adrian Wojnarowski, you may know him as Woj, retires from ESPN. He's done. He's done being the NBA insider for ESPN. He now joins at St. Bonaventure and is the general manager of their men's basketball program. That's where he went to school. Kind of cool, St. Bonaventure. He's had a strong relationship with the program, and he will now be their GM. So many years of getting tweets and reports from Adrian Woj is now over. He now pursues other interests. Sad to see him go, but happy for him to start a new path. Bryce Young, quarterback for the Panthers, is benched after a horrible start in which the Panthers have only put up, a couple points? Have they even scored a touchdown? I don't even know. They only put up 3 points last week against the Chargers. He'll be replaced by veteran Andy Dalton. There's been a lot of rumors that he might get traded, that he might get a fresh start, but of course that's just what happens when something happens. People overreact. The Panthers say they have no plans to trade Bryce Young at this time, just to, sit him down and give Andy Dalton the reins of the team. And for all you hockey fans out there, the puck drops for the NHL preseason this Saturday, the 21st. NHL is back for the preseason at least. Really fun if you're from Utah because the Utah hockey team is in action. They actually play on the 22nd. Really cool. Hockey's great. I do think it kind of gets the back seat because it starts the same time that NBA starts, and then the NFL and college football is already going in MLB postseason, but NHL is back. That was your Fan Talk Fast Talk. 3 quick stories to start off your day. All right, guys, let's talk college football. Man, last week was fun. There wasn't a ton of games that really stood out to me. I think I mentioned this. It was kind of a snoozer college football-wise, but we are now in week 4. Let me tell you that there's some really good games coming down the pipe here. I'll show you 3 or 4 games that you should be watching, but first, let's look at the rankings. Texas replaces Georgia as the number 1 team. This is the first time Texas has been number 1 this season. Georgia at 2. Obviously, Ohio State, Alabama, Ole Miss stay in the top 5. And in the top 10, welcome Miami. Miami sneaks their way into the top 10. Utah's at 12. Oklahoma's at 15. Illinois and Texas A&M are the newcomers in the top 25 with a bunch of other schools receiving that. But there's the top 25. It's early in the season, honestly. These first 3 or 4 weeks. This week, there are a few more games. We are getting into conference play. So at least we'll kind of really see how good teams are. The first couple weeks, it's kind of just like, all right, you beat Northwestern Virginia, you beat Bethlehem and Cookham, you beat Florida A&M. All right, let's see what you actually got. So some of the games this week that you should be watching includes some fun ranked matchups. First one is Illinois and Nebraska. This game is in Nebraska. It's a young freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola, I think is how you say it. He's kind of like Patrick Mahomes 2.0. At least he's trying to be. I have some advice for him. Hey, be your own person, my guy. But they're hosting number 24 Illinois. Both teams are undefeated. That game is on Friday night. Should be a fun one in that one. Again, both these teams are ranked right now, but we'll really get to see who is good in this Big Ten matchup. As I said, Big Ten's really good this year with the additions of Washington, Oregon, USC, UCLA. An early clash for these teams. Look, the ghost is back. Another game you should be watching. This one's particular to Utah fans, Big 12 fans, but really the whole nation should be watching. Number 12, Utah goes to visit number 14, Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Cam Rising is supposedly reported to be coming back. Isaac Wilson, their freshman quarterback, got them the win last week at Utah State. He did pretty good in his first official start as the QB. They're traveling to Stillwater, a very fun matchup in this one. Again, kicking off the Big 12 conference play. And then another game, and this one I'm impartial to, but College Gameday will also be at, I'm partial to. College Gameday will be at this one. Number 6, Tennessee will visit number 15, Oklahoma. This will be a fun matchup. They've clashed before in the past. Last time they played, Oklahoma came back down from 17, led by Baker Mayfield, to win this game in double overtime. That was in the 2015 season. Should be really fun. College Gameday will be there. The atmosphere will be lit. I don't know if Oklahoma is as good as they are in years past, just from what I've watched. So this might be a game Tennessee takes. But regardless, primetime ABC, College Gameday in Norman. Let's go. You should be watching that game. A few other ones that you could be watching. NC State and Clemson. That's always a good rivalry there. They face off in the early slate. Clemson at home. Clemson still ranked number 21, led by Cade Klubnik. That's a game you could be watching. Another one that I saw here, Michigan and USC. USC's ranked 11, Michigan's 18. Michigan's another team similar to Oklahoma that is just not as good as they were last year, I don't think. They are at home. They did lose to Texas in this situation. They are hosting USC. We'll kind of see what happens there, but that is a fun game to keep an eye on. And then really a lot of mid games kind of through the afternoon and evening. Those are kind of the top ones. If you are a BYU fan, BYU is playing against Kansas State. They're hosting their first Big 12 opponent of the year. Could be a fun matchup since the Cougars are at home. If it was in Kansas State, I don't think it'd be much of a game, but the Cougars tend to play well at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. So those are a few games that you could be watching this weekend if you have nothing else to be doing. If you do have stuff to do, put that stuff aside because you're watching college football, baby. Let's go. Now let's jump into NFL. NFL, the weekly pick. If you have not joined, you can still join. At this point, you're probably too far behind to really make it competitive. But I have this group, the Fan Talk Fun group, and I am currently in first place. Surprise, surprise. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just that I know NFL. It's I think it's easier to pick than college. I'm in a college group and I'm about 50-50 in that group. Here I'm a lot better. Now last week there was a lot of upsets and so a lot of people got it wrong. So that's why you're like, wow, he's 22-10, but he's still first. But that's because everyone else picked the picks wrong too. It was a big upset week for week 2. If you remember, teams like the Raiders won, the Falcons won, the Packers beat the Colts without Jordan Love. Kind of interesting. But as you can see here, yes, I'm in the top 22-10. A lot of you guys are forgetting to make picks. So if you're listening to this right now, remember to make your picks. Go. If you see my post on Instagram about making the picks, go and get it done. But as of right now, I am sitting pretty. I've gotten the most points in both weeks. So if anyone wants to try to challenge me, the group is the Fan Talk Fun group. Come check it out. All right, so let's make our picks here. This This week I kind of took a preview. It's gonna be some hard games to pick just because there's a lot of good matchups. This first one on paper, you might be like, oh, this is a lame matchup from years past. But now that Aaron Rodgers is here and the Patriots are, I don't know if I'd say they're good yet, but they've won a game and they almost beat the Seahawks. It makes for a very interesting matchup. This will be the first home game for the New York Jets. Patriots, don't sleep on them, even though you're like, hey, who's their quarterback? Jacoby Brissett. He's a solid guy. Like, he'll get the job done. He won't win you any Super Bowls. He might not even win you a playoff game, but he can get the job done. However, I am going to take the Jets in this one solely because they're at home, and the Patriots do allow a lot of passing yards in the pass game. So look for this to be an opportunity that Aaron Rodgers lets it fly, and the Jets get their first win at home. Browns and Giants. I'm going to go with the Browns in this one. The Browns were kind of an interesting team. They got blown out by the Cowboys, but then they beat the Jaguars on the road. I don't know if the Jaguars are as good. That's yet to be determined, but I do know that the Giants are not good, so give me the Browns. Jordan Love might be playing in this game. Kind of interesting. I did not think that he would be back so soon. The initial report said at least 3 weeks, but they were saying, 3 to 6 weeks, and it's only been 2. So if he does come back, if he doesn't, Malik Willis revenge game against the Titans. Either way, I'm picking the Packers because the Packers beat the Colts with Malik Willis as quarterback. He threw his first career touchdown. He's got a first career win. I like the Packers in this one. The Packers are going to be a good team. Bears and Colts. Colts are going to get a win this week. They just are. They're the best 0-2 team. Actually, maybe the Ravens are. Regardless, both teams are 0-2. The Bears are coming to town. I think the Bears will win games at home. I don't know if they'll really win much on the road. Caleb Williams is young, made a lot of crucial mistakes in a game where they could have beaten the Texans. The Texans only beat them by a couple points. They really could have won that game. Caleb Williams made a lot of errant throws and mistakes. Give me the Colts in this one, get their first win of the year. Now, this one is going to be hard. The Vikings just beat the 49ers. The Texans just struggled against the Bears. Ultimately, this will come down to who do the Vikings have? Will they have Justin Jefferson? Hawkinson is out. Sam Darnold's been playing good. Justin Jefferson, I think he's the X factor in this game. If he plays, the Vikings play really good at home, then the Vikings will win this game. If he does not, then the Texans will win. So as of right now, I'm going to pick the Vikings. This will be my upset pick of the week. I'm picking the Vikings in this one to beat the Texans. Eagles at Saints. Give me the Saints at home. The Saints are rolling. They're lucky. They got 3 home games to start off the year. They're playing well. They played good inside the Caesar Superdome. The Eagles coming off a tough loss against the Falcons. I think it's still in their head. I don't think they'll shake it off for this week. Give me the Saints. Chargers and Steelers. See, this is another one because people are sixes on this one. It's 50-50. Steelers are at home. The Chargers haven't really played anybody. They've played the Raiders and they've played the Panthers. But the Steelers, I think their defense will get to Herbert. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. It's crazy to think the Steelers are going to start 3-0. They just find a way to do it every year. Like, I don't fear the Steelers. No one fears the Steelers. But they're going to start 3-0 somehow. Broncos at Buccaneers. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers in this one. They're playing really hot right now. Bo Nix is struggling. He's going to learn, though, the hard way, and that's through experience. So throw him in the fire, take him down to Tampa Bay, and Baker will show him a thing or two. Panthers at Raiders. Give me the Raiders in this one. The Panthers are just simply not a good team. Even with Andy Dalton taking the helm, I think the Raiders will still beat the Panthers in this one. Seahawks and Dolphins. Give me the Seahawks. Tua, of course, is out with a concussion. He might not play the rest of the season. We'll see. I know he wants to play, but we'll see. Give me the Seahawks in this one. They're going to start 3-0. Cowboys and Ravens. I just don't see a world where the Ravens go 3-0. Cowboys coming off a tough loss. I'm going to take the Ravens in this one. They'll be 1-2. And 49ers at Rams. Give me the 49ers in this one. Rams, good team, but they are laden with injuries. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, 2 tough losses, a blowout by Arizona, and a tough loss in overtime against the Lions, they'll be at home for the first time, but give me the 49ers. Lions and Cardinals, I think the Lions are going to bounce back in this one, but the Cardinals, sneaky good team. I'm going to pick the Cardinals in this one because why not? The Cardinals are at home. They took it to the wire in Buffalo. They routed the Rams. This should be a fun, close game. Look for the Lions to bounce back and hit some explosive plays with Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. But Kyler Murray, my man. Chiefs and Falcons. I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one. Another primetime Chiefs game. I don't know how much I can take it. I know the NFL thinks people like watching the Chiefs, but that's really only the fake fans, the Taylor Swift fans. A real NFL fan who's not a fan of the Chiefs doesn't like watching them. They really don't. Jaguars and Bills. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. I think the Jags are really going to have a rough year. Kind of ironic that they paid Trevor Lawrence so much money and they're going to start the season 0-3. Give me the Bengals to win their first game of the year. They host the Washington Commanders. The Commanders, Jalen Daniels got his first win, kicking 7 field goals to beat the Giants. Kind of fun there, but give me the Bengals in that one to win that game. All right, guys, those are my NFL picks. Again, if you want to join the group, it is called the Fan Talk Fun Group. Just there on ESPN, Pigskin Pick'em. Should be a fun NFL week. Maybe we'll see some more upsets. Maybe we won't. You'll just have to watch. Go watch those college football games. Go watch the NFL. If hockey is your cup of tea, cup of beer, I don't know. The puck drops Saturday. It should be a fun week. The MLB postseason is almost here as well. Go out and enjoy the fall colors. If you are in an area where the trees change colors, go enjoy nature. Go have some fun out there. But thank you guys so much for joining me on this edition of Fan Talk. I love sitting down and talking with you guys. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter. I'm all there. I'll link my stuff down below. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week for another edition of Fan Talk.